6:50 p.m. on this Sunday evening, March 29th, 2026. I just stepped out here. Yeah, we've got quite a trail going across the sky right here. Might as well show some of this stuff up overhead. But we've got, I don't know what this is now. Check it. Man, I am like capturing some crazy stuff. And you know, the downside of it is, well, my subscriber count is dropping. Yeah. Yeah. And so, well, so far, the technical difficulties that we were experiencing has cleared up. This is so strange how it's moving across the sky too. So anyway, yeah, we got that resolved, and which was very strange as to how I had to remedy the situation, because you know I click on YouTube onto the icon on the home screen of my phone, and of course it opens up the app. It takes you directly to that recommended watch list, right? Well, as soon as it would pop up, it would shut down, and I would end up being right back to the phone's home screen. So I thought, okay, I don't know what's going on, so let's try this. So I attempted it once again, tapped on that icon, YouTube, the app opened up, and I real quick, before it had a chance to shut back down, I real quick tapped on the first video that popped up on that recommended watch listing, and the video began to play. So I watched a little bit of that video, and I clicked off of it, and I went over to see what was going on with my videos, and they had both been posted. And so, well, we are once again back to the uploading process and continuing on. And right now I have not gotten to the most exciting portion of today, or even of this weekend, which is those crazy colorations as I was coming back from downtown this morning. And wow, this is like getting very bright back here. Drop that lighting right down. Nothing really to be seen right now. However, this will give me a window of opportunity to just talk about a couple of things real quick. So Tuesday, April 1st, 2026, April Fool's Day, we are to have the launching of Artemis 1. One of the astronauts, the female astronaut that will be on board, is actually a native Michigander from Grand Rapids, Michigan, just north of my location here. Now, something else pertaining to, well, let's just say, I don't want celebrity names, famous people, or what have you, persons of interest. So yesterday I am watching the Bassmaster tournament that was being televised. There wasn't anything else on at the time, and so as I was surfing the channels, I clicked onto that and got watching it for a little bit. And at one point, the commentators to that Bassmaster tournament had brought up somebody making mention of Vance and Van Dam for president and vice president. Now apparently, whoever had brought this about, that the commentators of that tournament decided to make mention of, I don't know. I don't know who it was. But apparently they were speaking of J.D. Vance for president, and Van Dam, this is getting crazy now, okay? Van Dam being Kevin Van Dam, professional bass angler, one of the top persons in that field of sports or sporting events. Kevin Van Dam and I went to the same schools together. We grew up together. We are approximately the same age. So it was quite shocking that just, a few minutes into me watching that tournament yesterday and them bringing that up. And I was actually at the time quite curious as to whether Kevin was actually partaking within that tournament. But that guy has his own franchise, his own merchandise as far as lures and, oh yeah. But to have somebody actually make a statement pertaining to Van Dam being vice president, wow, that, okay, whatever. I don't know what the guy's up to these days, and whether he is involved in any sorts of politics or not, but I like an eyeball back in here. Kind of strange looking. So yeah, those are just a couple of things that I wanted to make mention of while we were recording not much of anything. So now that that's been mentioned, I'm seeing just weird stuff. Just a lot of weird stuff up in here. Like here. Alright, so I do believe I will go ahead and end this recording and once again get this phone back onto the charger and continue posting some really cool content, if you ask me. And for those that decide to unsubscribe, well, I guess you miss out. So as always, you know the drill. Blah, 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 yakety schmackety. Skywise out.